Welcome to another episode of Science or Snake Oil, where we try to pick out what might be sound science or slippery sales tactics.
Today's guest, Dr. Daniel Amen, world-renowned psychiatrist, and he's talking about dementia, CTE, brain imaging. So let's get into it. Let's see if it's science or snake oil.
Alzheimer's, which I can tell years, probably decades ahead of time, if your brain is headed that way.
20 years. He can tell 20 years before you develop symptoms if you're going to get dementia. What do you think?
Unfortunately, there's no biomarker in the blood or brain imaging technique, including the one that he's expert in, SPECT imaging, which is a blood flow scan of the brain, that tells decades earlier before symptoms that dementia is coming, that neurodegenerative disease is coming.
What a lot of people don't realize is you can make it better. Like I did the big NFL study. Percent of our players get better when we put them on a rehabilitation program.
80% of the players that he put on this program got better. Words matter, and this is why. What does better mean? Does it mean improving symptoms? If so, I agree. You can improve symptoms of dementia, but that's not reversing the dementia. Reversing dementia, that he can't do. What do you think?
Look, you can't even diagnose chronic traumatic encephalopathy in life, so I'm not sure what he's picked up in these NFL players, but at the end of the day, you can make symptoms better, as you said, by treating conditions that cause cognitive disruption.
The messaging around CTE is flawed. Yes, chronic hits to the head is bad for you, but the messaging is CTE is chronic, progressive, and untreatable, and that's a lie. That we have seen, you can absolutely reverse the damage if you put the brain in a healing environment.
That's what he means. He doesn't mean he can improve symptoms. He's saying that 80% of the NFL players that he treated, he can reverse the brain damage that they sustained. That's a lie. Not the messaging around CTE that it's progressive and that there's no cure for it, which is true. The lie is that he can reverse the brain damage that people have sustained from CTE.
There's no way that we can trust him. He says some things that are correct and a lot of things that are snake oil. Send us your toughest clips, your toughest claims, and we're going to try to determine what is science and what is snake oil.